Hello and welcome to yet another lecture. This is Anil Sharma. Welcome you for to understand how to solve transportation problems using modification method, popularly known as Modi method. To solve the transportation problem with use of Modi method, these are the initial uh, steps that you need to follow. First, you need to express whatever the data is given. You need to express that into a matrix format, that is into rows and columns. Second, you need to check whether the problem is balanced or not. As you know, that condition of balance is nothing but when the supply is equal to demand. If it is not, you need to add a dummy variable, and how to solve with a dummy variable that you can see in my other lectures. Third, you need to check whether the problem is asked for the minimization of the cost or it is for the maximization of profit. What is to be done for the maximization of profit? Again, check another lectures. And today we are going to we are going to see the transportation problem using Modi method with minimization problem. So here the problem is given. It says that it's a company. You need to find out the minimum cost of transportation, wherein D1, D2, D3 and D4 are the warehouses, and S1, S2, S3 is nothing but the supply. This is the cost of transportation, and rest is given in this matrices format. So in order to achieve the Modi method, we have to follow first whether we have to check whether it is an initial feasible solution using northwest corner method or least cost method or using Vogel's approximation method. Anyone will do. There is no particular choices. So I am going to solve this using northwest corner method for your convenience. The method to solve northwest corner method is that I am going to select this northwest corner, that is column 1 row 1, and I am going to assign the minimum cost out of supply and demand, that is 5. So 5 becomes 0 and here remaining is 2, and this particular column is not going to participate further. Again, this becomes my new, since this is not going to participate, this becomes my new matrices. So with this becomes my northwest corner, so I'm going to assign the minimum of supply and demand, that is 2, so this becomes 0 and this remaining is 6. Further this is 0, so the row side will be 0. Again, this is my new matrices, so that means 30 becomes my northwest corner method. So here I'm going to apply the minimum, that is 6, so remaining is 0 and here remaining is 3. Again, this is not going to participate further. This is 2 by 2 matrices remain. I'm going to assign 3 as minimum, so this becomes 0 and remaining is 4. This is not going to participate further, and this becomes my northwest corner, so I'm going to assign minimum, that is 4. This becomes 0 and this is outstanding is 14. I'm going to assign 14 here. In order to understand the northwest corner method, how to solve the problem in detail, you can check my previous videos, so you will understand it better. So this is my assigned cell using northwest corner method. I'll just quickly calculate what is the initial feasible solution. That is very simple, 5 into 19 plus 2 into 30 plus 6 into 30 plus 3 into 40 plus 4 into 70 and 14 into 20. So my initial feasible solution is nothing but 1015. Okay, this is using northwest corner method. So let's check what the flow says, that find the feasible solution. We have done with it. Next, we need to check for the degeneracy, that is m plus n minus 1 is true or not. M is nothing but rows, m is nothing but rows, and n is nothing but number of columns. So here 3 rows and 4 columns, 3 plus 4 is 7, minus 1 is equal to 6. That means the total occupied cells, this particular cell where this smaller square is there, we call it an occupied cells. The occupied cells should be equal to n plus n minus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a condition, not a condition of degeneracy. So we'll go ahead further. What it says, first I have to perform two different operations. One is for occupied cells and one is for unoccupied cells. For occupied cells, it says that calculate Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj. So Cij is nothing but Ui plus Vj. So I'll quickly rewrite the assigned values and unassigned values in northwest corner method that we have find with the help of initial feasible solution. In exams also, students, please do not hesitate or don't be lazy to write down again and again, because this is going to ultimately result in 10 marks in most of the universities. So better you present your problem, because some examination evaluator also give weightage to the how the problem is presented. So it's very simple. This is my initial feasible solution, so I've taken it just set. So here in the left hand side, I'll write down u1, u2 and u3, and I'll assign v1, v2, v3 and v4. So this is u value, these are v values, and this is nothing but Cij. Cij, let's see C11, that is element at first row and first column. So what is the element that is first row and first column is 19 is equal to Ui. Now one thing you need to remember is this Ui, this particular value will be same. Initially you need to assign U1 as 0 by default. So what you have to check now, 19 is equal to, what is the corresponding Ui value is 0 plus something is equal to be 19. It's very simple mathematics. That means what I'm going to add here, I'm going to put a value of 19 so that left hand side and right hand side becomes equal. So I'll put 19 here. Similarly, something 0 plus something is equal to 30. So nothing but 30. Again, this 30 plus something is equal to 30. See, what is the value of Uij is 30. What is the value of U2? You don't know. What is the value of V2 is 30. So this is nothing but 0. So I'll put 0 here. Similarly, here this is 0, this is 40. So 0 plus 40 is equal to 40. Plus 40 plus something is equal to 70. 40 plus 30 is equal to 70. Plus 30 plus something is equal to 20. So here nothing but minus 10. I'll explain you how this minus 10 has come here. What is the cost value of this? 20. What is the U value? 30. Plus I need to write down something in order to make it balance. So this is nothing but 20 is equal to 30. If I put minus 10 here, it becomes 20. Understand? That's why this value is minus 10. So occupied the cells as calculate Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj. This is for occupied cells. Now second operation that we need to perform is for unoccupied cells. That means where the cell is not assigned. So in this particular problem, what are the unoccupied cells? This one, this one, this one, this one and this. So these are unoccupied cells. I'll just write down their numbers. That is, see, this is row 1, this is column 3. So C13 is an occupied cell. Then C14 is an occupied cell. Then here C21 is an occupied cell. C24 is an occupied cell. C31 is an occupied cell and C32 is an occupied cells. So here this value is nothing but here it is 50. So you can see 50 minus what is the adjacent U is 0 plus what is the adjacent V is 40. So elaborating it further, it becomes plus 10. It's very simple mathematical calculations. Similarly, C14 is nothing but 10 minus what is the adjacent U value is 0 minus 10. See what I'm doing, I am writing whenever I see a negative sign, I'll put the brackets so that there will be no confusion. So it becomes 10 plus 10 is equal to 20. I don't need to tell that minus 10 into minus sign becomes positive sign. This is you have done at your 10th level. Then C21 that is 21 is 70. What is the adjacent U value is 0 plus adjacent V value is 19 is nothing but 51. Similarly 24 is 60 adjacent u value is 0, adjacent v value is minus 10, so again it becomes positive, so it will be 70. Now see 3 1, that is this 40, what is the adjacent u value is 30, plus what is the adjacent v value is 19, so that is 40 minus 49, so it is equal to minus 9. And this 32 is nothing but 3 2, that is third row second column. 8 is here, 8 minus u is 30 and v is 30, so that is 8 minus 60, it is nothing but minus 52. Okay, so this is part 2 of the operations. So I'll read out again. We need to perform two operations. One is on occupied cells and one is on unoccupied cells. So these are occupied cells we have done with this. Now we need to check for the unoccupied cells. These are unoccupied cells, we have done it. Next, what we have to do, we have to check for the condition of optimality. What it says, all Pij should be greater than or equal to 0. See, this formula we have used here. For this formula that we have used is Pij is nothing but Cij minus Ui plus Vj. This formula we have used. Clear? Now what we have to check, whether all these values 10, 20 minus, is this greater than or equal to 0? False. Why? Because these two numbers 9 and minus 52 are not greater than or equal to 0, hence this is not a condition of optimality. So when this situation arises, we need to perform again further operations. What? Select one unoccupied cell with the largest negative value of Pij. Here the largest negative value of Pij is nothing but minus 52, minus 9 and minus 52. Don't go with the scales, just go with the number with the highest number with the negative value. So this cell is nothing but cell 32, that means cell 32 is this cell. Now what you have to do, you have to perform three operations. And what are the three operations? It's very simple, I'll tell you. First, what you need to do, you need to form a closed loop. When I say closed loop, that means I have to make a closed loop. Now when I say closed loop, that means a loop has to have either 4, either 6 sides, like 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there has to be even number of sides, like 2, 4 or 6 or 8 or whatever. So we have to form a closed loop. So here this particular cell, this closed loop can be formed, that we need to draw an arrow like this. I'll start from here and I have to search for the closest occupied cells. What is my closest occupied cell? The cost value is 70 wala. Then I have to again go to the nearest assigned cell or occupied cell. Then this is the next one and this is next one. Now somebody would say that I will start from here and I'll go to 30, then I'll go to 40, then I'll go to 70. Okay, no problem. Only thing is that you need to go with the nearest occupied cells. Now you can't go from 80 to 20. I mean, you can go, but then here further you can't go either in up direction. You again have to come back here. So we have to make sure that we are using minimum sides to form the closed loop. Next, these are the 4 values. Now this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4. So what I am going to do, I am going to put some signs. From the cell where I started, I will put positive mark. From the side next is negative. Alternatively, I will put positive and negative signs. So this cell has negative and this cell has negative value. Next, you need to choose negatively assigned minimum value. Now what is the minimum value? Is that here it is 4, it is 6, so minimum is 4. So how it going to affect your matrices, I'm going to rewrite it again for you. Just pay attention to it so that you'll understand. I'll just rewrite the complete cells, that is 19, 70, 40. Here it is 30, 30 and 8, 50, 40, 70, 10, 60 and 20. Now these are participating in the closed loop. So here what I have to do, negative sign. That means what I'll do, 4 I have selected. Out of 4 and 6, smaller one is 4, so I have selected. So here plus, so I'm going to add that 4 here. 0 plus 4 is 4. Now 4 minus 4 becomes 0, so I will not write down anything. Again it is plus sign, so I am going to add 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. Plus here it is negative sign, so I am going to subtract 4, so it becomes 2. So these are my new cells. See the change. Now this is an unoccupied cells. Here it becomes an occupied. Here it was occupied. Here it becomes unoccupied. So this changes occurred. Rest unoccupied cells I'll write down as it is. There will be no changes into that. Right. Again, I repeat what I've done. I'm going to check whether the occupied cells are into degeneracy or not. So 1 plus 2 plus 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is not a condition of degeneracy, so I can further go ahead with it. Again, I'll repeat the same, till the time you reach to the condition of optimality, you have to follow occupied cells separately, then unoccupied, then condition of optimality. If it is not there, repeat this. So these conditions, these steps need to be repeated till the time you reach to the optimality condition. So again I'll write down here, this is my U1, this is U2, this is U3, this is V1, V2, V3 and V4. The formula is, again I'll write down, Cij is nothing but Ui plus Vj. So very simple. This is my by default first value, U1 will be 0. Now 0 plus something is equal to 19, so I'll write down 19 here, plus 0 plus something is equal to 30, so I'll write down, just a sec, I'll write down 0 plus something is equal to 30, so I'll write down 30 here. Again 30 plus something is equal to 30, so I'll write down 0 here. 0 plus 40 is equal to 40. I'm not going to elaborate it further because it's very simple. Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj, plus 40 plus something is 30 plus something is equal to 8. Just I'll repeat this. See, what is the cost value? 8. What is the U value? You don't know. What is the corresponding V value? Is 30. So what I should write here so that it will be balanced? It's very simple. This is 8. If I put minus 22 here, then it becomes 8. Clear? So I'll put here minus 22. Similarly for this UE4, this is 20. U value is minus 22 plus something that it equates. So this is nothing but 42. So I'll put 42 here. So I'm done with step 1 with occupied cells. Now I'll repeat what to done with unoccupied cells. Which are the unoccupied cells? This one, this one, this, and sorry, this one, not this one, sorry for this. Okay, so I'll just write down the numbers. What is the numbers? See, this is cell 1, 3. Now what I'll do, I'll at the same time I'm going to write down the transportation cost here itself, that is 50, this cell value. Next is cell 1, 4, so transportation cost is 10. Cell 2, 1, that is 70. Cell 1, 2, 4, that is 60. Cell 3, 1, that is 40, and cell 3, 3, that is 70. Clear? So again the adjacent need we need to, what is the formula of Pij? I'll write down here for your convenience. Cij is equal Cij minus ui plus vj. Cij, these are the Cij values I already written, so I'll just write down the adjacent ui and vj value. What is ui for 50? For ui is 0 plus adjacent, this is 40. Again there will be no change, the answer is 10. For this 1 4, u is 0 plus this is 42, so this is nothing but 10 minus 42, answer is minus 32. For 70, 2 1, u value is 0 and v value is 19, so that is nothing but 70 minus 19, answer will be 51. This is 24 60, adjacent u value is 0 plus v value is 42, the answer will be 18. Again 40, the u value is minus 22, I am putting a bracket here, plus 19, so this is nothing but 40 plus 3, so this is nothing but 43. For here 70, what is the u value? It is minus 22 plus 40, so it is nothing but 70 plus 18, so sorry 70 minus 18, that is nothing but 52. Again I'll check the condition of optimality. Optimality, whether all these values are greater than or equal to 0. So is it true? No, it is false here. Why? Because this value is less than 0. So again I am going to repeat what I have done in the previous step. I am going to identify this cell, which is this cell, cell 1 4, this is that cell. So I have to make a closed loop with this. So if I have to make a closed loop with this, which is the nearest occupied cells here? Either this one, the 31, or this one, the 21. So let's see, I'll go to 20. Okay, see this arrow is very important because here I have to put a positive sign and the next is negative sign. So here, which is the adjacent occupied cells? This cell. So I'll come to this, which is the, again I'll put since positive, negative, again this becomes positive, which is the nearest closed loop. Now as I say, it has to be a even sign, so you cannot put here from here that then it becomes 5, that is not allowed. So I'll go to this cell. Remember this cell, this is cell row 2 is not participating here. I'll put a negative sign here, again I'll go here. So this is my becomes a closed loop. Is it clear? So now I'll repeat what I've done in the previous step, that this is a closed loop. So I'll select this cell with negative sign and this cell with negative sign. So out of 2 and 14, which are the two values? This is 2 and this is 14. So smaller one is 2. So I'm going to select 2. So wherever there is a positive sign, I'm going to add the 2 value, and wherever there is a negative sign, I'm going to subtract the value. So I'll just write down here. I'll repeat. First I'll write down all the cost values here as it is. My dear friends, since I'm making you understand and I'm going with a very slow pace, you might thinking that it is taking too much time. But once you understand the concept, in examination you can solve this within 15 minutes only with that accuracy and practice. So this is minus 32, that cell we need to occupy. So this is positive sign, so I'm going to add 2 here. This is negative, so I'm going to subtract, that is it becomes 12. Here that is positive sign, so I'm going to add, that becomes 6, and here it is 2 minus 2, it becomes 0. Rest of the cells will remain the same with an occupied values as it is. Okay, then I'll check again the condition of degeneracy 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it is not degenerate problem, so I have come up with a new matrices. Here again the smoothie is asking us to again solve this with occupied cells, unoccupied cells, and condition of optimality. Formula is very simple. Ci is ui plus vj. For your convenience, again I am going to write down Cij is equal to ui plus vj. So it's very simple. This is my u1, u2, u3. This is my v1, v2, v3 and v4. So by default this becomes 0. I'll start from here. So 0 plus something, that is 0 plus 19 is equal to 19, plus 0 plus something, like I'll put 10 here. 10 plus 0 is equal to 10. Clear? Next is 10 plus something is equal to 12. So 10 plus 10 becomes 20. This is 10, this is 8. This we can find out. So 10 plus something, see, this is the cost, this is 8. Here u value is 10 plus something to be written, so that I get 8. So 10 minus 8 should be written. So 10 minus 2 should be written. So here I'll assign value minus 2. Since this is known and this is known, we can find out this for your convenience. 30 plus something in u is equal and minus 2. So this is nothing but, I'll write down 32 minus 2 is equal to 30. So here I'll write down 32. So I got u1, u2, u3, v1, v2, v3 is left. So v3 is 32, 40 something. So I can add 8 here. So 8 plus 32 is equal to 40. So again I'm done with this. So I'll perform the operations for this. Is occupied cells are done. So I'm going to perform operations on unoccupied cells. Which are the unoccupied cells? This one, here, here and here. 6, right? So unoccupied cell C12, value of that is 30. I'll write the formula. Pij is equal to Cij minus Ui plus Vj. Okay, I'm going to use this formula for this particular step. So that is 30 minus C. I'm going to, this is for the understanding. So you just write down the Cij value. Later on you can do the same kind of operation. 13 is nothing but 50 C, then 21 is equal to 70, C 24 is equal to 60, C 31 is equal to 40, and then C 33 is equal to 70. So now I'll perform that adjacent u and v values. What are the u value here? 30. This guy u is 0, plus this is minus 2. This is nothing but 30, minus minus get positive, so this is 32. C13 is this. 50 minus 0 plus 8, so this is nothing but 42. 70, this is 70 is equal to u value is 32, v value is 19, so this is is equal to 32 plus 9, 11, and this is 4. 59, 70 minus 59 is equal to 11. 60, 32 again, plus 10 is equal to 60 minus 42 is equal to 18. Then 40, this is u value is 10 plus v value is 19, so that is equal to 29, so answer is 11. This is 70, u value is 10 and v value is 8, so this is 18, answer is 52. Okay, we are done with the operation for unoccupied cells, and now we'll check for the condition of optimality, whether all these values are greater than or equal to 0. So here the condition of optimality is achieved because all the values are greater than this, hence we can say that it is a condition of optimality. That means now we are at an optimal solution for this transportation problem. To calculate what is the optimal cost, what are you going to do? The rule is very simple. I am going to subtract, I'm going to make the multiplication and add this, that is 5 plus 5 into 19 plus 2 into 30 plus 6 into 8 plus 7 into 40 plus 2 into 10 plus 12 into 20. If you do the calculations, what we got is 743, let's say, rupees. So what is the initial feasible solution value? That was 1015. Definitely this cost is less than what we have achieved, 743. Hence, in order to find the optimal solution, that is the minimum cost required to carry out the or perform the given transportation problem, the cost will be 743. So this is how we have done transportation problem with the help of Modi method, and the minimum cost is find out. So I'll just show you the final picture of it, how it looks like. This is the algorithm that you need to follow. That's occupied cells, this formula, unoccupied cell, and then we have to check the condition of optimality, and if it is not optimal, select the unoccupied cell with the highest value and then construct a loop, adjust the allocations and revise and go to step 1 again here. So this is from my side. I am Professor Anil Sharma. Let's meet for our next lecture very soon. Thank you so much. Have a good time.